Hey, good morning. Today is Monday, March the 25th, 2024, and the time now is 7:19 a.m. So, I want to talk about the importance of art and craft in terms of helping students develop. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm just a man with an opinion, and also I am looking at this in terms of the priority of my school, TNVTTS, in terms of the curriculum. I do believe that arts and craft is very important, and I do believe by allowing students to engage in activities that would allow them to uh, produce arts and crafts work, I think it is very positive in terms of their persons, individually and collectively as students. Now, when I was young, I remember my grandma used to tell me not to draw because uh, she did not believe that artists make enough money or that the living, the ability to make living as an artist, okay, was very much a no, a downgrade. Okay, now my family is basically Liberian slash Sierra Leonean. We are crew people, and my grandmother basically was a hardworking woman, strong woman. When you talk about religion, spirituality, when you talk about work ethics, when you talk about being able to engage in discussion, this was a lady who was not educated, but she knew every legal terms, okay, every term relating to court or any forms of legal issue. She had lawyer that was much older or as old as she was and much younger because she always update her team. So she was an amazing person. But growing up back then in Sierra Leone, I used to draw a lot. Art is my natural talent. Of course, much recently, a couple of years ago, I realized that I do have talent in poetry. Perhaps my poetry is not as developed and it's not as good as experts out there, people who've been doing it for a while. And I know there are those who will laugh at my poetry. It's probably childish, but I have come to realize that if I pursue poetry, whether I'm attending spoken words poetry events or just engaging in meet poetry meet, I do believe that I can develop my poetry to the point where uh, it is going to be much more welcome among people who complete, who create, or who listen to poetry. But when I was young, I used to draw in everything, okay, on everything. My copybooks used to be full of art, used to be full of drawing. But my grandmother used to tell me not to focus on art, but to uh, try to be lawyer or doctor and one of those sophisticated professions out there, because that's where the money, according to her, was, and that's where the prestige was or is still. So I still used to do art. The past, let's say, 20 years, I still used to do art, and I still do art. But art is for me. Uh, I use art to help heal me. Okay, in terms of my everyday activity. Okay, it is therapeutic. Art for me is therapeutic. uh, I came to a realization where during the summer I will buy maybe two or three computer papers the packet of computer papers. There are about 500 sheets of papers in there. From the beginning of summer to the end of summer, all I do is sketch, make art pieces. Some much more elaborate, sophisticated. Some is just whatever. But I used to do this, and it helped me to relax. It helped make me calm. So, as an educator, I've come to realize that growing up in Liberia, I never did art in school. In fact, much of what I did in school was uh, memorizing things. There are passages that I memorized even when I was in seventh grade, sixth grade, that I can still recite those passages. So everything was just memorization. So I go memorize the spelling and I come, I take a spelling quiz or test and I pass it. Uh, I go memorize a note and I take a test or quiz and I pass it. And in fact, there were those kids in my class growing up who were just smart, or at least reflecting back then, we used to think they were so smart. But as an older person, as an adult, I've come to realize no, it was not necessarily being smart. They were good at studying, they were good at memorizing the notes and passing the quiz and test. But if you ask these guys, uh, engage in discussion, complete research, okay, engage in debate, engage in research, they couldn't do it. Okay, but in Liberia I never take any art class. So as an educator now I reflect to the fact that I was like one of those kids who was drawing every time, every day, because I have I had a pencil or a copybook next to me. And I've come to realize that there are many kids in Liberia today, and many in Liberia during my time growing up, who are now adults, who were artists, who arts was their natural talent, but they did not pursue it. Part of it because we do not have the system in Liberia to accommodate arts, or we do not have the system in our education system. Okay, the priority to have students making arts, making craft daily. And I have come to wonder the fact that there were and also there are still a lot of young people who their talents are going waste. Okay, their talents are being wasted because we are not accommodating arts and craft, and we are not providing the opportunity or the possibilities for students to complete arts and craft. And this is one of the core priority of my school, TNVTTS. So I will make sure that students in my school, TNVTTS, and once again, students in my school will complete arts and craft daily from the kindergarten level to first grade to sixth grade to seventh grade to 12th grade level. Uh, so from uh, kindergarten to eighth grade, students will do arts every day, okay, as part of the curriculum. Okay, they'll have arts and craft courses or classes. But when they reach ninth grade, okay, once they are in high school, for those who wants to do arts and craft, okay, or art as part of their technical certificate, they can do it. Okay, they will be able to take arts and craft as part of their technical certificate. And this is why I hope to expand TNVTTS immediately, rapidly from the beginning time of school. This means that I will have to construct many buildings so that I can have many classrooms. Okay, I would love to have at least 3 to 4 art teachers. Okay, in residence. This means that students will have opportunities to take art courses, whether we are talking about drawing, painting, what's the other one, pottery, uh, animation, and so on. I want to be able to offer all those kind of things for my students. And I want students to come to my school, TNVTTS, and be able to have a great time. Okay, not only they are learning, they are completing their regular academic high school diplomas, but they are completing arts, craft. They are engaging in fun and games, activities that will enable them to basically have a blast in school. I want to provide an experience for students where, when they are older, when they reflect their past and they realize that being a part of the TNVTTS system basically helped them grow tremendously, and something that they would be very much proud of and happy. Okay, that's the plan. So TNVTS stands for the New Visionary Traditional and Technical School. And the plan of TNVTS, or the plan for the school, is to establish a system where students are going to be able to complete a traditional high school diploma and also complete two required certificates, technical certificates. Whether we are talking about arts and crafts, whether we are talking about secretarial function, design, fashion and design, whether we are talking about graphics, computer animation, business, and so on and so on and so on. So that's it. But reflecting, and I realized, yes, my grandmother did well, and she gave me good advice. Told me not to focus on arts, okay, because there wasn't enough money in it, and I do not blame her for that. I blame the system, okay, in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and in Africa, and in much of the world, in many places of the world, let's say in the West, students are completing arts and crafts daily, and they are able to make living, or they are able to develop their talent. With TNVTS, I want to create a system where students would develop their talent. And if they chose to work on those talents to develop it more, they will develop it more. And if they come out of high school, they are not able to go to college because of financial means or because of whatever issues, okay, they may have, they can basically work on those talents. They can basically sell those talents. So if I'm a student, uh, I did arts, okay, as a technical certificate, and I'm good at it, and I'm not able to go to college, or I'm taking a gap year, I have a talent. I can engage in printing. Okay, maybe I can start a business where I can be doing like printing, copying, and so on and so on. And that may help me, probably even help me secure funding for my college, or even help me help my family. That's the plan for TNVTTS. But I know that this is going to be a challenge because, one, with TNVTS, the first few years, I'm going to be charging simple amount for school fee, for tuition, about 150, $160, which is very small, but it is also very much a large amount of money for some people. Some people are making what, 30, okay, US dollar a month, and they got 2 to 3 kids, and you're charging them 150, $160 per year for school fee. For some people, they are not able to accommodate. They are not able to provide such amount of money. And this is where, when the school takes off and it becomes much more developed, much more established, where we are making income some other way, whether we are talking about in terms of selling merchandises, or whether we are talking about selling our produce, okay, selling our produce, we can basically use that to cover the funding of school, okay, tuition, to fund tuition for students. In this case, attending TNVTS will be free of charge, provided the student take the entry exam and pass the entry exam, provided the student maintain the provided the student maintain the required passing score at all time to be able to maintain their enrollment into TNVTTS. So yeah, I am very very excited. But I know in the first few years of school, there will be a lot of challenges with providing arts and craft for students. One is because of the classroom. The building that I create, that I've developed so far in terms of the blueprint, once it is improved, we will have about 11 classrooms. So one of the rooms I will use it as a mini library. The other I will use it as another one. I will use it as like a school store, and then one I could use it as an arts and craft class where students go and take their arts and craft courses. But immediately from the time we open school, I will begin to construct another building where we will have all the arts, craft, design courses, and student will have various choices in terms of something that will deal with their likings. But moving forward, I have taught about constructing a big building, a large building, maybe two-story building. And this is going to be in the far future, which we will dedicate it as a gallery. So the way this is going to work is that every semester we will have a major art show for TNVTS where all of the students' work will be displayed for everyone to see, for the school to see, and for guests, okay, the community to see, parents and guardians to see. But also, I hope to have a large art and craft show where I collect, or TNVTS collect, art and craft work from all over the country, okay, to display. And in the show, we will invite the country, okay, to come to TNVTS campus and to basically enjoy themselves with students' work. But arts and craft is very important. Okay, when I grew up, it helped me to focus. It helped keep me calm. It helped me in terms of my mental and my emotional stability. Okay, it is therapeutic for me even now. Okay, now I am very busy as an adult, whether we are talking about creating the TNVTS, getting everything into play, or whether we are talking about making video for my other project, or whether we are talking about planning my lessons, or grading papers, or getting other things together, whether we are talking about my personal life. I am very busy. But occasionally, I will grab a sheet of paper, I will grab a book or some canvas, and then start sketching, start drawing. It helped keep me calm, and I do know that by having a by having an arts and craft priority curriculum within the TNVTS system, we will help our student focus. We will help keep them calm. It will be therapeutic for them, but also it will help them develop their talent. I do not want to see young Liberian and young African students' talent go wasted. There are students who are very good than those who I have seen in the past, okay? But their talents are not going anywhere because they were not able to develop their talent. There are men and women in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Africa who are good artists, who art was their talent, but they took it nowhere because the system did not exist to enable them to develop their talent. And they did not have the opportunity, okay, the privilege or the priority to be able to take art and craft courses or art and craft classes in school to develop their talent. That is something that I want to work on for my students at TNVTTS. I want them to be able to love learning, okay, but also love creating arts and craft. Now, I am going to end here. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.